What's up, everybody? My name's Joshua. You're in the studio with Knox. Whatever. Yeah, it's Knox Studios. We got 16 subscribers. Man, we're going up the charts. But real quick to get started here on this video, I just wanted to say thank you for all 16 of you. I don't know, we should probably do an award or like giveaway or something. I went on earlier and found what wasn't working with that beta software. Well, now they have a utility for the Canon EOS to use this thing as a webcam. I think it looks kind of nice. Look, the fish tank looks real nice back there, and the light and everything's blurred out. Whatever. But this is gonna be a nice little recording spot, so I can just use the camera and the microphone at a professional level to kind of do something more along the lines of a podcast. Just the things that are happening in the world, as things kind of happen up here, and we'd love to just get the discussion going. Like, how are you interpreting some of the things that we're seeing right now? But you know, there's been a lot of people joining. And when I say a lot, I mean not a lot. So liking, comment, subscribing, and clicking the bell will allow you to actually notify, so I can move up that, whatever they call it, algorithm, which is what the world's all made of anymore. I thought it was all carbon, or like 80% carbon. Nope, not anymore. So we really would love this studio and this spot this time around to be a lot more professional. It could happen. There's a little chance that it could happen. Lots of things are happening in the world, lots of discussions, lots of other podcasts, a lot of people are a lot more popular than me, and that's cool. I'm all for it. Here's what I don't like. And I go on YouTube and I post something because the recommendation is like, hey, you're building a YouTube channel, welcome to the community, blah, blah, blah. Do things that are relevant to your community, document things that are kind of from your perspective, and allow the traffic to grow. Now, okay, pump the brakes. It's only been like a week and a half, 2 weeks since you really started putting stuff up. But here's the issue. So I just did a little drone fly out, This West Coast fires, huge thing online right now. I figured, hey, Idaho residents might really want some cool drone footage of what the air quality actually looks like, And of course I tease it up in the original Knox, fashion. Had to throw a little thing in there with Smokey the Bear, because only we can prevent forest fires. Only one comment though so far. Stupid link. I'm gonna block that comment. The link doesn't even work, for one. It's filled with hashtags. It was stupid. It's like Antifa. They're the ones starting the fires. Everybody's doing it intentional. FBI's got their back turned to us. I'm like, seriously, bro? And then your link doesn't even work? I don't know why. Because even me, my channel, I tried it and it doesn't do nothing. And if it does, it's dangerous and I shouldn't have clicked it. Go figure. So here's the problem in a nutshell. If I post a drone video, it gets pushed down, not just because I'm a small channel, but because ABC News, NBC News, the Washington Post, like all these other huge monopolized businesses that should just, you have your business. You've been on television. People pay for your product. This is what we call YouTube. Like, for the layman, the creative side of things. I'm not saying your job isn't creative, but you guys are actually already getting paid to put that shit out up on television. I used to knock doors selling your product, Dish Network and DirecTV, for years. And guess what the big selling point was? No commercials and price. You're overpriced already and you know it. And now that YouTube has changed a lot of these things, we're getting to this point where the popularity spin is out of control. So let's take a look at this here real quick. I'm going to pop off the screen. We're going to go to my YouTube homepage. But look, like Casey Neistat now, there's like 3 posts that came up talking specifically about Casey Neistat, and him finally like vlogging every day again. Yeah, ooh, watch out YouTube. Casey's on the prowl. He even did Hero 9 tech review the other day, and it's entertaining. Like, the guy's funny, and he just got released on that new Netflix deal or whatnot. But we're not afraid of that. I think if anything, we're annoyed that all these other stupid companies that already have their niche in the world, that's on television. If you want to pay for the news, go watch the news, the media. Okay, you guys have your industry, and it's nice for availability and for some creatives in certain industries, and I've used it before too, where you bleeding over into YouTube a little bit's fine. But when you're saturating and taking like 27,000, 50,000, hundreds of thousands of views, millions of views, the talking heads take your seat. This YouTube should have never gotten to this point where they're selling their product, they're filling it more with ads, and unfortunately, this is what the world is. I've used advertisements. I like to play with them. I think it's funny. I see a lot of things that are really deeper seated truths, though, within what you see on television and what you're seeing now on YouTube, and it doesn't really matter where you turn. You turn on your devices, your technology, whether you like it or not, you're hearing things that you don't know that you're hearing. So anyway, I did that. So, let's jump over though right now. Biggest topic in the world of YouTube. Oh, what? Mr. Beast. This guy, I give him props. Mr. Beast, he always wanted to be a YouTube phenom, and he is. But this blows anybody out of the water. One day ago, 14 million views, and it's literally 6.5 minutes of watching him sign shirts. Now there's incentive though, and he does it right. All those are going to get sold, every single one of them. He's making buku buck profits after 14 million. And that's just the first day, so this is still going crazy, climbing. And then in 2-3 days, he's going to turn around and with all that money make another video that's roughly about the same length and make a good amount of money again. That's where it gets dangerous, I think. Spreading this out. Now, I'm not complaining. I like the trending stuff, but the majority of things on here, I do not believe are actually trending. I believe they're propped up. Lady Gaga putting out a song having 4.1 million views within the last 9 hours today. That's a little far stretch. I do not believe that 4.1 million people just jumped on YouTube naturally to watch the new release of her song. But it's questionable why they are putting certain things all the way up to the top. And almost everything under this trending is nothing that actually provides true value to my life. You're going to need to find people in your subscriptions that are actually of value and pertinent to you. Otherwise, like myself, spending so many years in sports and even having now started a new channel, it's going to get worse and worse because it inundates all of my content. When you press refresh in today's day and age on your home screen with YouTube, what is actually happening is the algorithm is redefining based on what you've watched since the last time you came here and re-pushing things up to the top. A guy like Peter McKinnon, I've loved his content for years now, been subscribed for at least the last 6 months to a year and watched a whole load of videos. The value that he's brought and that jump from 0 to 1 million subscribers or so, I think it was in like 9 months, is a beautiful thing. But it goes to show a guy that has a authentic background in the industry that he's talking about and finds a niche and consistency within this, like what he does is amazing. Got a bunch of Mavic Mini videos that are going to be popping up. A bunch of stuff now because I got the Mavic or the J.A.C.K Mini thing. So, Andrew Hong, Casey Neistat. This stuff, it's still bearing the huge majority of people right now. They're actually putting out some amazing content. So, I don't want to necessarily be one of those guys, but I do want a spot where I can actually come here, talk to y'all, and say what it was. One of the biggest things that happened this week, as far as my observation online, we all have too much screen time. I'm very, very guilty of this. Is the interview on the Joe Rogan podcast. A lot of people already know Joe has moved from LA. He did bring on the bigwig, the guy who's annexed from the country, or has been for years now. He's talking about how the technology and fighting against the technology of how your computer and all your phone calls are being tapped by a Patriot Act, by a lot of things that have happened since 9/11. The reality is, in remembrance of that, we have to also take into account and realize how much the world has really changed and how much the abuse of power has gotten out of hand. Whether you're on Facebook, you're on Instagram, you're searching Google, all that data that, creates these YouTube algorithms, that creates the content that starts feeding into your mind. It's just like your diet. You are what you eat, and you are what you're watching, and you are what you listen to. I still feel like my throat and putting these things out there in the world is very difficult for me again. I remember being a salesman and just like on fire. I could just talk to anybody at any time for any reason, but it was just such a script. And that's now what's happening online. So if you find yourself on a rabbit hole and as far deep as you go, the more dangerous it is, and they do that intentionally, and that's a big reason why these companies are making what they are. They're driving the insane to insanity, and then they're keeping the sane in their scared little cubby corner. And there's a really hard place in the middle where we're tired of this shit. I'm tired of this shit. Like, I know there's certain necessities and there's certain advantages and beauty to it, but the convenience factor of the last century that has taken place in the transformation of what the United States and people as a society here, culture, and I'm sure worldwide have endured. And the transition has been so slow and steady and just gradually picking up this exponential pace that now we're at this breaking point where we get one coronavirus out of control and taken overboard or not, regardless, is triggering people left and right to act out. So I just wanted a space with the new channel, open my mouth, say what's going on. I love watching the Joe Rogan podcast the majority of the time. A lot of them I'm not really enjoying. And it's impossible. Like, there's a million celebrities out there and a million talking heads that have some amazing feedback. And we all love a good comedy, joke. So I don't want to be a joke. I don't want to be a laughing stock. I just want to be able to talk to y'all and get a conversation going, grow the channel, be safe, be confident, build from here. It's all good. So I hope that you heard me well. It's clear, sharp, and in context, and that you appreciate the video, because I think it looks good. I do. I just think it looks good. Like, comment, subscribe. That's all I ask right now. Just give me a chance. Just a little one. Okay. I'll see you guys later. Bye. Oh, it's over here.